Hey guys, this is TCG here. Sorry I haven't uploaded in a while, and I will continue not to upload for a bit, so sorry about that. But right now I am doing coverage for the London Internationals next weekend. Well, I do have a little bit of computer access. So, first, this is essentially the top 5 decks that I think will do well. I haven't really tested for this format, which is probably a problem because I am going to Memphis, but, you know, I don't know. But this is my opinion. My opinion is usually relatively wrong, but I don't know. So at number 5 I have Ninetales Zoroark. I might be biased towards this deck because I love the deck, but it just... So, first of all, Jose Marrero has been working on this list with Kukuis, and I actually really like his list. Also, I feel like the synergy with it works really well because of trade, and something that people seem to overlook is if you play the normal Zoroark, you can use stand-in to manipulate your Aqua Patches so you can attach them to where you want them to be attached to. So I think that's one way that Zoroark, the baby Zoroark, can be good. It takes skill to play this deck well. Like, I know a lot of bad players who, like, will just commit to Ice Blade or just commit to Blizzard Edge, and it's really heartbreaking to see them be bad at playing this deck, and I know that sounds weird. I'm not very good at playing this deck either. In fact, I haven't even been playing it with real Zoroark GXs, I've been playing it with proxies. But I still feel like there's so many, like, I've just been seeing people play it badly, and so I feel like that might be where the underestimating of this deck comes to. But I also feel like it doesn't have that great matchups against everything. It has, like, 50-50s. So if you play it well, you'll probably do well at London, and if you don't play it well, then you'll probably be bad. And it is really consistent and really powerful if you play it right, but like I said, that's not always going to happen. Number 4 is... Sorry. This deck is very bricky. It one-card counter with Giratina, I know. It has good matchups if you can get it set up, and your opponent's not playing a Giratina promo. And I really like the Michael Long type list with, like, the Evo Sodas and, like, the 1-1-1-1-1 counts of, like, Espeon and Starmie and stuff like that. Even I've seen some lists that play a 1-1 Auxiliary line and a 1-1 Starmie line and a 1 Tapu Lele. I like all these lists a lot, and I feel like they will do well. It's sort of one of those decks that I feel like people are just going to try and get lucky and get by with not facing Golisopod or Giratina. And if they don't face Golisopod or Giratina, they're going to do really well. And hopefully, like, hope that their 1 or 2 losses will be from Golisopod or Giratina, so they won't have to deal with that, and they can make day 2. I'm guessing that's how it's going to go. I don't know how well Greninja is going to hold up, though, at London. Number 3 is Garbaodor Drampa. So I feel like this deck has some good potential, but right now, this is one of those decks where the lists always adapt with the format. Like, we had the format with just Guardians Rising, Primal Clash of Guardians Rising. You know, we had lists adapted to that. And then in Breakthrough through Burning Shadows, we had lists adapted to that format. So I feel like we need lists that can adapt to the Buzzwole and Zoroark meta. I feel like the Buzzwole matchup is pretty good with this deck. Zoroark matchup is not that great. Actually, it's pretty horrible. As long as they knock out a Drampa or 2, they can just take over the entire field with a Zoroark GX, and yeah, it's really dreadful if you let them take control with their Zoroark GX. But it does seem to be underestimated because it can defeat these Zoroark decks, and it can defeat Gardevoir decks. It just depends on what you draw into, and, you know, if you have the right lists. Number 2 is Buzzwole Garbaodor. It has okay matchups to everything. Like, I think the worst matchup is probably Garbaodor Drampa, and you can fix that just by teching Zygarde X, which I have over there. It is very consistent. I like this build I saw with Max Elixirs. And then, it is pretty powerful too. The problem is, it is pretty easily countered with Mr. Mime. I feel like Mr. Mime is a card that needs to be played in most evolution decks, in this format. Even decks like Volcanion might be able to use it effectively, just because Jet Punch and Ice Blade and Latios and Coco are all super, powerful cards, and they're being played a lot, and so I feel like Mr. Mime is a good card to counter that. But you do have Garbaodor, which can counter Mr. Mime, but then they have Field Blower, then you can attach another. It's a whole triangle of like counters and counters and counters. So I think heavy counts of Floatstone, Garbaodor, and teching 1 or 2 Zygarde X's is how this deck needs to go, or it will not do very well. Number 1 is Gardevoir GX, and I'm starting to actually not like this deck anymore, just because it's so powerful compared to everything else. I think it's still the best deck in the format, and it doesn't really lose that easily to anything, except for, like, Golisopod Garbaodor seems to be the worst matchup for this deck, and that deck seems to be waning in popularity a lot. Sylveon has been a great partner with it. It covers most of the bad matchups, like Xerneas Break. You can just Parallel Plea, Metagross, Parallel Plea, Volcanion even, you know, Parallel Plea. This new Miltank card, I really feel like there should be some limit to the Miltank. Basically, when you attach an energy, you heal 90. That means I don't even think this deck needs mine. I think play heavy Field Blower lists and don't lose, and Miltank is so good. I would play 1 or 2 of it in every Gardevoir deck. Unfortunately, it seems like we're leading towards clunkier lists, like the Mike Fouché, Pablo Meza, Sam Chen, you know, that list is pretty good. I feel like it doesn't cover enough of the meta now that Crimson Invasion and Shining Legends are a thing, and I feel like people are starting to play weird versions with, like, the tech, like, 1 Mime and 1/1 Octillery and just a 1/1 Sylveon and, like, 1 Giratina and, what else? Rabombi and Diance's okay. But I feel like a lot of people are leaning towards clunkier lists, which I don't understand. So I feel like we need to start, if Gardevoir is to do good, you need to play a decent list with, like, the correct count of Gardevoir, like a 4-2-3-1 split, a 2-2, maybe 2-1 Sylveon line. Don't play Mime and Giratina and Miltank and Octillery and Diancie, and, like, don't have 10 one-of cards. And this deck can do well in London. It seems like in all of these, the problem is there are a lot of weird deck lists out there. So I might be doing some deck list coverage. I'm not sure yet. Not really supposed to be doing this, but I figure while I can, I might as well help out people who are stuck. So, yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe for more Pokemon TCG content like this video.